following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Attaboy, Happer.
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. It's the first show of 2025. This is Kraft Sports. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Scott. Scott, how you feeling, man?
Better than Skip Bayless.
I don't know if many people have heard that story yet. I
don't know if they have or not, but Google Skip Bayless. You'll find out pretty quickly.
We can talk about it tonight. I mean, we can talk about it. Skip. That's great. You're right. Everybody in the chat is also doing better than Skip Bayless tonight. So count yourself lucky. You got one up on Skip.
Other than that, I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you. Everything good over the week?
Oh, this snow can kiss my half black ass. It is the fucking worst. If Trump says that he was getting rid of snow forever, I'd vote for him again. I know he can't win again. I'd vote for him again. I'll write him in if he's like, I'm getting rid of snow and daylight savings time. Boom, got it. Whatever, do whatever. Just get rid of those two things. It's fine.
If it makes you feel better, he kind of is. They're ignoring global warming, so he probably is. Like, we won't have to deal with that soon. Just let him destroy the environment, and eventually there won't be any snow. It'll be cool. It'll be awesome. Also, by the way, did you hear? No longer Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America. So that's a thing that's going to happen, apparently.
Gulf of America? What?
Yep. Yeah, that was.
I did miss that.
That was a new one today.
I kind of like that though. Take it back. Wait, how did we lose that Gulf anyway?
The Battle of the Gulf, and we lost.
Yeah.
Mookie is back. Mookie, how you feeling, man?
Great, because like the comment section, I was like, man, damn, Scott just outed himself because he just said he'd vote for Trump again, implying that he's done it the first time to then be able to repeat it. But I realized what Scott's saying is that he'd vote for him for a third term, even though he wouldn't be eligible.
Yes, thank you. I would vote for him again to be back in office.
Yeah, right.
He can't do it.
Yeah, because
I can write him in though.
By the way,
like
your hat looks like this is the topic of the day. Like I feel like with that hat,
January,
be like, you damn right, it's Gulf of America. That's how we do it here in this country. We take that
I'm
Gulf
feeling extra country out here because this snow ain't got me down. Like the Michigan blood is still thick in my veins, and it ain't slowed us down an iota. We got the car out in 20 minutes, no problem whatsoever. This is just winter, man. Loving it.
2 days. It took me 2 days to dig us out of this. 2 days.
And you want to know why? And here's the thing, Mike, and this is the secret that you Ohioans don't get, is you don't start shoveling until the snow is done falling.
Yes,
otherwise it's an exercise in futility.
Yes, when I started shoveling. Last night at 4:30 after the snow started falling. So it took me 2 days to dig out of the crap that we had in Ohio.
Look, I know we said 2025 we're going to be turning over a new leaf and all, but I'm sorry, I'm going to break it and say, sorry, that's just you're just a bitch then. Like, there's no other reasoning than like, why is it taking you 2 days to dig out of your driveway? Come on now, you working smart, you working hard.
I hate it here. I hate snow. I hate shoveling snow.
Did you shovel the entire driveway or just enough to get out?
Global warming.
I was gonna do that when you went on that thing, but I was like, it doesn't matter.
I was going for the joke.
Yeah, no, I knew what you were doing, and so that's why I didn't. But thank you, Biscuit.
Yeah, Biscuit knows. Also, Matt Barr said we had to give that up. That was when we lost the goal.
Well played.
Biscuit also pointing out, Scott,
that gets a golf clap.
Okay. Biscuit saying you're the Hulk Hogan of CBS, so you're gonna get booed when you come out to the crowd.
And there's no doubt that I'm the heel on this show, but I kind of just go whichever the way the wind blows. So, like, there's an appeal to that.
That was I don't know if we were gonna get into that, but Netflix having WWE for the first time last night.
Can we talk about that? Only because I didn't know that it was the worldwide event that it was going to be. Like, what the hell?
Wait, that started
yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
this morning I woke up and I was just like, damn, like this went down last night. How did I not know that it was supposed to be so large? Like the amount of famous faces and folks that were there. I'm like, this is that big of a deal?
It was wild, man. They brought everybody back. They had The Rock. They had Hulk Hogan. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart brought out Hulk Hogan. I was like, Jimmy Hart's still alive. Good for him. Look at this dude out here still waving a flag. I was only missing the megaphone. That was the only thing that he was missing. But then the Undertaker came out. I was like, man, this is what a perfect way to commemorate January 6th than to Hulk Hogan and the Undertaker.
See, I was looking at it a different way in that they stacked the deck intentionally because they needed a buffer in case there were glitches. And Biscuit nailed it, saying there were no glitches, and so that's why it was just that much of an amazing event. But like they needed backups in case shit went south, that they had aces up their sleeves to pull out, like a Peter Hart and whomever else of the Undertaker Sting.
I am sorry.
Yes,
Did you refer to Jimmy Hart as Peter Hart?
Gabe pointing out the most important part of the night. Topanga was there. That's what I was getting at when I said famous faces. Topanga was there. That's all I need to know. I mean, so was Macaulay Culkin, but Topanga.
Yeah.
Wasn't the brother there too, Eric Matthews? I don't know his real Will Frieda. I was like, yes, Ice Cube's son was there. Damn. Like, we're just gonna go there like that. Like, all right. It was January 6th, man. What do you expect?
Also, I'd like to point out that I guess I should have known that they were doing some circus-like super event on January 6th to distract us with our milk and honey while they, do what they do in Washington. And this is how we are where we are.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? That they certify elections properly by the process that lawfully should be taking place peacefully without flipping things over and threatening people's lives because the voices of the citizens have spoken?
No. No, I just meant that they do a big show so that we're distracted by that type of shit instead of what's actually going on in Washington. So we never really change anything because they just, distract us with all this type of stuff. And it works. I'm like, hey, Topanga. Wait a minute. They're like, send in Daniel Official. That'll be done.
You can get me on anything. You can be like, oh my God, World War III is imminent. It's happening. But Topanga's over here. I'd be like, Topanga? Hell yeah. Let's check that out.
It's true.
Biscuit with a hot take here. And listen, sorry, Mookie, I don't mean to cut you off, but Biscuit has a hot take. And I got to be honest.
Oh, man.
I kind of agree. He says Topanga is okay. But I'm always Team Lauren. Team Lauren. That was, man, Corey was crazy. Corey was crazy.
Corey was crazy. Don't get me wrong. And Topanga went through her early weird phase. So Topanga was a late bloomer. But, man, Lauren was just, I don't know, man. Just those chicks that you meet at those one weekend getaways, they're not long for this world. I mean, she'd have left Corey in the lurch first thing.
They stayed up all night talking. They had a real connection. It just wasn't a one-time thing on vacation.
Corey,
I mean, I'm not saying
keep up with her. It's like I agree with Biscuit. Team Lauren's the right team to be on, but Corey.
Oh,
Corey would take 3 days to shovel the driveway.
Look, he was already playing out of his league with Topanga, so there's no way that two times he was going to strike gold. He would have ended up heartbroken. So Scott, he made the right choice.
That is a great point. How does Corey Matthews both Topanga and Lauren?
He outkicked his coverage twice.
I don't know what Ben Savage had on the writers, but he had something on them writers to be able to get Topanga and Lauren in this show. Come on, man. That's craziness.
I was going to go with he had Daddy Matthews that, when you got that kind of father, they're all like, hey, let me invest, early when you got the curly hair and you're dorky because you're probably going to grow up to be like that, right? Like you're going to be that kind of strapping male that can really, have a great household. Well, what do you own, a hardware store or something?
Started off
sporting
as a
goods
grocery store
right?
manager and then bought a sporting goods store.
Yeah. So he furnished that massive palatial estate running a sporting goods store. What is it? That tells you that guy, he knows how to work
great
a deal.
deep cut. Team TK, Harley Kiner's sister. That was a good love interest for Corey. TK, but she would look. Corey can't handle TK.
Yeah, there's no way.
He could
barely handle Lori.
That's what I'm saying. Like everything was too far. You get too far away from Topanga, and it makes less sense. Like we could believe Topanga because she was the girls next door, but you get in exotic with the girls on vacation and the spicy younger. No, there's no way. Corey had been dead in a gutter somewhere. Plus, he's a Philly.
I was going to say, Corey would end up taking the fall.
Gabe pointing out Team Rachel, but we're all Team Rachel now. Like, no doubt, I'm Team Rachel in 2025 for sure. Like, I'm Team Topanga. I'm Team Topanga during the day, but after hours, I'm Team Rachel.
Oh.
Can I tell you guys?
See, I feel
for
like
the
that's
longest
not
time
equal.
growing up, I couldn't wait to get older because I thought it was going to be awesome to have a female roommate like Rachel. I was like, that's a thing that happens, guys.
Speaking from experience, it's amazing. Love you, girls.
Oh,
I was like, I can't wait to get an apartment with like a good-looking chick as my room. That's going to be great.
It is awesome.
I ended up living with Whitey for a year. Like that was a little different.
Hey, let's not overlook it because Whitey's out here dropping knowledge bombs saying, "Fly, you can buy a flamethrower legally for snow because they're used commercially for de-icing, thus not categorized as weapons." Which sounds like a good argument to make to my wife because I feel like that would be a lot faster than any of us idiots shoveling, right?
Hang on. We deserve that one after that little knowledge drop there, Mookie. So give me 1 second because you moved everything around.
I did.
And I can't.
I think the thing that makes it the best is I can find it in like a second, even though I haven't.
Because you moved it. That's why
like a year ago.
Although, to be fair, just because he moved it, let's not suggest that would mean that Mookie can find it.
I mean, exactly right. Like,
should we start this show?
I was just gonna say we should maybe get into the show
already. Hey, by the way, next week, Kraft brewed Boy Meets World. That's
we went from WWE to deep into Boy Meets World. Like, fantastic. Someone send us to Daniel Fisher. Tell her we're watching. Always.
This is an awesome show tonight. We got to talk about the Chiefs and the Bills playing 4D chess during Week 18. I want to talk about how everybody in the world deserves a friend like Baker Mayfield. Everybody deserves a friend like Baker Mayfield. We got to talk about the Steelers limping into the playoffs, college football playoffs this weekend. We got the semifinals coming up, Mook. I'm scared. I'm sure you're scared. Scott is just waiting for our hearts to break. So I want to talk college football playoffs.
I got you, Mike.
Weekend coming up. Also, there's a debate online. Bronny versus Caitlin Clark. Who wins one-on-one? We want to get into that. Also, TGL kicks off tonight. Or tees off tonight? Whatever. The new golf league that is out tonight. So we're going to talk about that. Probably not. We're probably never going to get to that. Before we do, though, let's talk about these beers that we are drinking tonight. First ones of the year. Scott, what is in your mug? We're rating it on Caesar scale or no.
I am drinking Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale. It's brewed at the world's oldest brewery, or one of the world's oldest breweries, in Yorkshire's. I picked it up because it was a non-Christmas beer, even though it looks like Christmas decorations kind of on the label. I specifically was like, I'm done with the holiday beers, so it is just a winter beer. 6%. Hits you where it needs to. It's solid. I'm gonna say this is a lap dog. Just a smooth drinking winter out.
A little Seamus. Little Seamus.
Yeah,
yeah.
Seamus.
I dig it.
After it bark at you at first, but once it gets to know you, you're good.
I like it. Mookie, what do you got in your mug tonight? Dog or no dog?
Oh, this is an absolute dog. I mean, this is like a full-on dog. It's probably like a Labrador or something that swims because it's called Relax parentheses. It's just a hazy IPA. Unparentheses, and the can art is absolutely solid. Dude just chilling with a whale shark underneath him, but he's just relaxing because it's a hazy IPA. And dude, this thing slaps. This is delicious. This is the kind of summer you need in your cup when there is 10 inches of snow outside and you've been bitching about how you're stuck inside with the kids for 2 weeks straight.
That's why you got it done in one day. You only had 10 inches. That's why. I get it now. I had 14.
Oh, wow.
Just throwing that out.
Wow.
So it was a dog?
Absolute dog.
Okay, good. Let's go through the comments here. Robert Taylor, he's drinking a Juicy Brewing Untitled Art blueberry upside down fruited sour. He says it's a paltry 6% ABV, but it's packed with flavors of blueberry, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Absolute dog. That sounds amazing. And that 6%er, you can get a couple of those down. Scott, though, sours. Man, I guess I should come around eventually, right?
You should. I bet that one's real good. Like the ones that try to mimic fruit flavors seem to knock it out the best, I feel like.
All right. Maybe I'll give sours a shot here soon.
You should.
Gabe says he's feeling inspired for the Orange Bowl, so he went with Orange Machete, a double IPA, 8.4% ABV. Absolute dog. Good name. That's a good name on that one.
I like that.
Matt Barr says dry January, so high quality H2O, forever and always a dog. Very nice, Matt Barr. I'm also partaking in that. I stumbled into dry January, and I don't really like it so far.
I hate to say it, having been through this, that's the right take.
I don't feeling feelings. I don't
feelings
like it.
The worst, right? Like the sleep, feeling well rested, having a normal circadian rhythm. That part's awesome, but it's all the other shit.
Yeah, like dealing with my emotions and my frustration without a crutch is not fun.
Not having a way to fast forward through parts of your life you don't like to deal with.
Yeah, I like to just be like, you know what, this day is done now. I'm gonna forget that anything from this point until I wake up happened. But we're doing it. It's fine. Biscuit saying Meyer brand sugar-free hot chocolate. It's not a full dog. It's like a cat dog. It has okay chocolate flavor with a hint. Wow, that's a great.
I love the de-evolution of that comment. It's like, it's not too bad, it's okay, but also it tastes like sadness.
A hint of sadness. The one thing hot chocolate should not have any part of is sadness.
Yeah, it's only supposed to taste like
such a happy, innocent thing.
I was just gonna say it's supposed to taste like good chocolate and memories. Like hot chocolate takes me back. I had some just a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, I should do this more often. If I wasn't old and sugar didn't just come back right out of me like real quickly, if I drank too much of this, I would drink more of this. Here's your old man segment of the show.
Yep. I mean, it was either that or when we were talking about
did you also hear him say, if sugar didn't come out of me, then...
that's right. That's
like,
right.
Old man, or...
I almost hit him with a pause on that one, but... Robert, I am purposely ignoring your pre-show comments. I saw them. Don't think I didn't see them. But I'm not giving you the airtime for those. Gabe, no car bombs for the ND games. I'm committed to this dry January. And Matt Barr saying I don't do dry January because I want to, but also the Fun Pharmacy gets a lot more use this month, and that brings me to my beer, fellas, because it's tough to have a dry January. And I can't really do a non-alcoholic beer, and I'm not like, I guess this is more like a
we know what loser did that.
You're just drinking your liver and your kidneys. I get it.
Exactly. I'm dry from alcohol, but not dry from other things. So this is orange creamsicle, also inspired by the Orange Bowl. This is from Heirloom. It has 5 milligrams of THC in it. And also 5 milligrams of CBD. So this is my first ever THC seltzer. Look at this, fellas.
Wow.
Like straight up orange soda. And guess what? Tastes just like orange soda. It is a dog. Funny story about going to buy this. Real quick, hold on. I want to get a little bit more of that. I went to buy a couple of these cans, and I picked up one can, and it said $13. And I was like, good Lord, this is expensive to do for an entire month. I don't think I could do 4 shows of $13 THC beers. And then I read carefully, and those were 50 milligrams per can. And I could not do that to myself.
I'll take 2.
Yeah, you'd take 2, shotgun them both, and then be like, let's go to the FC game. All right.
Yeah,
right.
I'll do 2 pre-show.
Well, that's Mike. That's what I was going to ask you. So, have you had one yet, or is this your very first drink?
This is my very first.
Scott, this is going to be so fun.
And it's
watching it.
It's so good. This tastes like orange soda. Like
I hope it smacks you in the face because it could be a lot of fun.
I mean, it's only 5 milligrams, so it's not really gonna.
But from what I've heard and from the few I've had, when it's in liquid form, your body metabolizes it different, so it just is a whole different situation.
I have read that these are fast acting. So
I hope we get high as balls on the show.
Right? Like that's fingers crossed. See, we don't need to swear because there's other ways we can be degenerates and still have fun.
But also, I like swearing, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
I mean, yeah. Right, like no one can put me in timeout or detention anymore, so fuck it. We ball.
Exactly. You know, of all, you want to talk about old people things. Of all the things that I said when I get older, I'm gonna do it because I can. You know, there's all sorts of things you're like, yeah, when I get older, you were talking about, like, oh, I have a girlfriend or a girl that I live with. It'll be amazing. One of the things was like, man, when I get older, I'm gonna cuss as much as I want because cussing is awesome. And you know what? It is awesome to be able to freely cuss, except for like your job or whatever. But just whenever
they pay you to not cuss there. So if someone's going to pay me not to cuss, then I do it.
Yeah, I guess. I still drop them, but whatever. Like that's one of the things that as a kid you can't do, but as an adult, it actually does check out as awesome. One of the few.
Okay, hold on. Now we got to go down this path because now I need to know so swearing is one. What were the things that as a kid you were like, can't wait to grow up to be able to do that because once I grow up, I'm
have
totally
my own house.
This is going to tell us all so much about each other too. Because my first reaction was eat as much Taco Bell as I want.
Yeah,
that's over here with like own property and have a home for my family.
I'm not saying like own your own house. Like, yeah, everybody wants. I'm talking about like what were the things that you wanted to do as a kid that you were like, I can't wait till I grow up. Nobody can tell me no. I'm doing all of it, and then you don't do any of it because you get up and you realize like, it's
eating cookies for breakfast or like anything, like eating any of the stuff, like eating dessert for breakfast outside of like the accepted desserts like pancakes and stuff. Like that's not
dessert.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, they are.
It is. Pancakes are dessert.
Pancakes are dessert, dude.
Dessert.
What is your criteria for
dessert? Waffles dessert.
Waffles are a dessert. Pancakes are dessert. But we
just this. I was just gonna say this is not a hot dog as a sandwich thing. Like we just normalized it at some point, but they're totally desserts, dude. Like there's absolutely no reason that you should get up and eat that much sugar. But yeah, somewhere along the way. Are you kidding me?
There's so many reasons for that. I could list you 10 right now without even thinking hard.
Go. Now do it. 10.
It's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. The EPL's playing, the NFL is on, NHL plays a noon game. It's the Winter Classic. I really just want something fluffy in my life. I have all these blueberries that are about to go bad. 7. That's 7. Man, I really haven't had some good maple syrup in a while.
What?
I need an easy meal that can still like please a lady friend that stayed over.
What lady friend are you pleasing with pancakes and waffles?
Are you kidding me? Any of them? Any of them?
You realize all the mess that pancakes made? Those are not an easy meal. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me right now?
Nothing says
you pour the
nothing
stuff in the
says
bowl,
sexy
you put the
like an
water in,
Eggo.
You mix it up and you bake it.
Like, hey, baby, I got blueberry. I got chocolate chip. What you want?
See,
got
no,
these
eggs.
All right, so you're doing the cheap pancake, like just here's some water, here's some mix, stir it up, pour it in the pan. That's not
hell yeah.
That's first of all,
in that scenario,
you aren't impressing any lady friends that are staying over with that pancake mix. All right,
the lady friends I'm after are just happy that there's breakfast. They're not like worried about whether or not it's a continental
great question, Robert
spread.
Taylor. What lady friend have you pleased? Period, Mookie. That's a great question.
At least one.
At least one. That has not been confirmed.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I've procreated. Like
the presence of a child does not. The presence of a child does not prove pleasure.
Look, here's the thing. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, my DNA is going forward. So whether she was pleased or not, the results are there.
Touche.
Yeah.
See, Scott, it's already showing up. He's already
got some great comments on this topic already. So let's go back through. So Robert Taylor said he thought he'd grow up and eat all of the candy I want. Now he's not that big of a candy person.
Yeah, there's not
and then he thought he could eat ice cream all the live long day, and then lactose intolerance said, "Haha, bitch." Tyson,
did you get lactose intolerance from trying to eat ice cream all day? Because that's the thing I hear.
Tyson kind of took the wrong approach here. He didn't get the question. He said he couldn't wait to stop going to church, and then once he turned 18, God and him broke up. That's doing exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you had these things that you were like, I'm going to do that when I get older, and then you don't actually do it. Tank saying buying porn. I grew up in the era of Cinemax, Google Vision, and internet porn had just been invented. That's a good one. You think, when I get older, I'm gonna have all the porn. I'm gonna get all those channels. You don't need any of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the other thing too. Having all the channels, because if you were lucky enough to have cable as a kid, and some months we did, some months we didn't when I was growing up.
If it was football season,
the absence of whatever channel, you name it, Disney Channel at the time, whatever the paid channels were, any of the extras. Oh man, when I grew up, I'm gonna have all the channels. Now I'm like, yo, I don't want none of the channels. I just want to see my shows, and I don't want to pay for none of it. Like, fuck all y'all. Like, I don't want any channels. Just zap it into my brain and leave me the fuck alone. Fuck your channel.
Sorry, it's got to cut you off, but Mike, there's another. Fuck your channels. Scott, that's so right. Like, that's so dead on. Like. And like
my cable bill as a child would have been like $400 a month, and you're talking about in the 90s. People would be like, "Oh, I got all the channels that you don't watch."
Now you do have all the channels, though. You just pirate them. Like, you're just out here sailing the seven seas.
And now you realize why it's like stupid to do, because you're just flipping through this like, there ain't shit on any of these channels. Fuck all these channels.
And again, I know you guys don't care about this, but I was trying to watch an EPL game the other day, and I'm scrolling
I care. I'm sitting here wearing an EPL shirt. What are What are you talking about, Mook?
You're wearing
there's barely
wearing a Spurs shirt.
An EPL team.
Debatable, but yeah. I still have your jersey, by the way. Speaking of the high seas, it's fit though. Anyways. Point is, I was scrolling to get to NBC, right, to watch the game this weekend, and I'm scrolling through all these channels alphabetically to get to the NBC level, and I'm like, what is all this bullshit? Who the fuck watches all of this that they're putting this out there? Because it's like it's the ladder PSA. If you need to have a PSA on the radio about how to use a ladder, that means there's enough idiots out there who don't know how to use it that we have to make that thing. What idiots are out there watching the fucking Magnolia channel enough that they've got programming 24/7?
My wife. She watches that channel. She loves that channel, man. She loves that channel.
And that's why it's called
Scotty doesn't know. Those sons of bitches. Do you realize how many exposed beams she's wanted to put in our house because of those two fuckers? Oh, I hate that channel.
And it's not even that. It's that they want you to pay like $8,000 to make an exposed beam. It's like, you want an exposed beam? We'll just knock out some fucking drywall. Like, there you go.
Hey, Chip and Joanne, we get it. Waco's got a lot of barn doors now. We're done. We don't need to remodel any more Waco houses with barn doors. That's enough.
And no business.
Go to the strip club. That was a good one. That's
okay. Well, so that was gonna be the other one. Have you guys ever had the breakfast buffet at a strip club?
No, because that is actually not one of the, but it's like, you do want to go, like, as a kid, like, oh man, I'm gonna go to strip club. Dude, the first time I was in there, I'm like, this is not for me. Like, I'm not a strip club guy. Like, I can already not get sex for free just every day. Why would I come in here and pay to not have sex? This is a losing proposition. I am done. And I decided that early on. Like, I never go to them.
And again, what blows my mind.
What do you mean I can't snuggle the snuggle? That's a weird.
What do you? Yeah, you can't snuggle the strippers. They frown upon that.
What do you mean I can't smuggle this stripper under the grocery cart and get it out for free? This is bullshit. I'm out of here. I picture you, Scott, like standing there with your money and the stripper's like trying to take it off you and you just like keep pulling it back. Like, no, I don't. What? Fine, you can have one. And then
Scott, have you ever been to have you heard of those clubs where they make you bring in your own beer and buy it back from him?
Yeah,
I've heard such a racket.
That was the other reason. It was just like, not only are you doing that, it's just like a lot of them make you have a drink in your hand, like make you continue to buy drinks. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to sit here and buy a drink every hour at $10 a pop for a single beer. No, this is stupid. Like this is a horrible place to be. Like I said, early on, learned that. I'm like, honestly, strip clubs are not for me.
Why go to the strip club when you can go to the casino? Because if there's a strip club, there's probably a casino there, and you're better off at the casino.
That's actually probably the best thing Mookie has ever said. Like, if you're going to waste money and blow hundreds of dollars, at least have a chance to win some of that money.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right?
I actually agree. Yeah, plus one Mookie.
And like, if they've got one, they've probably got the other. Chances are, right?
Like, I would rather potentially gain an addiction than, be at the strip club.
Well, I mean, that also could be an addiction. That's
I know I could get my Tiger Woods on.
Biscuit, by the way, is saying that it's not true. He snuggled. And he said, how comfortable I am to sit on. Ladies love me.
I don't know why, but man, I feel like Biscuit would make a really good Santa Claus.
Air horn moment. That was well earned. Well earned.
LLBC. Ladies love Biscuit comedy. All right, let's. I guess.
Sorry. Before we move on, but Whitey, your roommate, saying strip clubs are ruined for him when one of the strippers said she knew his grandpa.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's
right. Unless that's like I wandered into a strip club on a Tuesday morning and the day shift was there. That's a bad time.
I don't think I've had fun in a strip club ever. I'm with you guys. Not for me. You know what is for me? Football talk. Scott, were the Chiefs and the Bills playing 4D chess this weekend? Because both of them screwed over a rival by absolutely tanking their Week 18 game. So the Chiefs got blown out by the Broncos, and because of that, the Bengals were locked out of the playoffs and did not make it. Hottest team in the NFL, winner of 5 straight, defense starting to turn it around. Chiefs lose, they're out. The Bills lose to the Patriots. And what's that do? Cost the Patriots the number 1 pick overall. They prevented the Pats from getting the number 1 overall pick by sitting out everybody and resting for the playoffs. Is this a 4D chess move, Scott? Did everybody get outplayed by the Chiefs and the Bills here?
Yeah, but let me stop you right there. I'm going to have to be that guy for a moment.
Come on.
The Bills were playing 4D chess against their rivals, the Patriots. The Chiefs weren't playing 4D chess against their rivals because the Bengals are not the rivals.
Yes, they are, Scott.
The rivals are the team that they let beat them by a lot, which is kind of weird that they let their rivals do that.
But they did that with their rivals because they're afraid of their real
No.
Bengals. The only active quarterback who has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoff is Joe Burrow.
Dude,
facts. That's a fact. Oh, Scott.
I just can't. I've never been a fan of like manufactured like rivalries. Like it's got to be like it has to go on longer, or it has to be an interdivision thing. Like they haven't reached that thing, and I'm sorry, it's not a rivalry, dude. It's just not.
Who cares that the Chiefs have owned the Bengals the last 3 or 4 times they played? It's still a rivalry because the Bengals won that one in the AFC Championship game. This is a rivalry, Scott. It's a deep-seated hatred. The Chiefs hate the Bengals. The Bengals hate the Chiefs.
It is, and I was going to say that's exactly what I was cracking up because it's such a deep-seated rivalry that Robert pointed out. The Bengals lost 8 games just to avoid playing the Chiefs. Like that's how deep the hatred goes and how much these teams want to avoid playing each other. The Bengals lost 8 games, the Chiefs lost 1.
It's very rare that you can point to like specific plays that you were like, if that doesn't happen, then you're in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But with the Bengals, you can absolutely point to those.
That's the worst.
Guess which one you're going to say. the pass interference call against the Chiefs where they both went
That's
straight
number
up.
one. I'm just saying that was one of them. That was a very. You keep that. You swallow that whistle, ref, and the Bengals are in the playoffs. But instead, no, we can't let Patty lose to the Bengals. We got to throw that flag.
Now,
Losing to the Patriots was pretty rough. That was a rough one.
I was gonna say, can we put the bit aside for just a half second? Let's talk serious ball.
The juxtaposition of that like coming out strong on the no call to the Patriots game. No explanation there. They were battling for the first pick in the last week. So real no defense.
10 points against New England in week 1 really didn't help our case here, boys. That was
Jamar was a little rusty. Had sat out the preseason.
That was a problem.
Look, here's the thing. They did lose the first 3 games of this year because I had this conversation with Jenna just last night, and I was like, if they hadn't started 0-3, and I looked at their schedule, and I was like, well, shit, they lost to the Chiefs. They lost to another playoff team, was the Broncos, I think.
No,
and I'm like, those are what's that?
They beat the Broncos.
Who was their third loss? It was the Patriots, the Chiefs, and someone else. Sarah, that's 4 Googles. Mike's looking it up. But like 2 of the 3 losses were to playoff teams. And it's like, well, shit. Like that's tough to really hold that against them. The Patriots loss is awful. And then it's like, okay, I guess it's, you flipped the coin in 2 of those games. You came up heads both times. And it's like, shit, that sucks. But, 25% of the time that happens. So it's shitty that it all comes down to that. But I think that's really what it is. Is
the commies.
Yeah. Which I think they surprised a lot of people. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's less of a bad loss.
See, the Chiefs and the Commanders, those aren't bad losses. It sucks that you were 0-3, but they're not bad losses. And then you look at the rest of their schedule.
They started off 0-3 by a combined 12 points. That's brutal, fellas. Like for the team that's supposed to be this prolific offense, the Jamar Burrow connection, like that's supposed to you got to put up more than
which
10
is
points
absurd though. What did Chase end the season with? 16 touchdowns.
He led the league. The Bengals had he was the he led in
the triple crown.
Led in touchdowns. The Burrow led in passing yards. Trey Hendrickson led in sacks. The Bengals missed the playoffs. That is an absolute disgusting performance from this franchise.
Did they fire enough people though? Did they fire the right people, Mike? Because they dropped the axe today.
Because the head coach
Taylor's
still
there.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
No, that's an easy one. Like, in fact, I'd argue that the defensive coordinator got scapegoated. Like, he took the fall. I mean, the defense was horrible.
The defense was shit, though.
And fine. So
fair.
if he loses his job, there's still no way that Taylor can keep his. Like, Taylor had to be the first one to go, and then fine, fire the defense coordinator from there. But Taylor just made bad choices all season long. He's proven he doesn't know what he's doing. Like Joe got him to the Super Bowl, and he's lived off of that. But anybody who knows ball, anybody who watches the games, man, you can tell like he's been in over his skis for a long time.
I would argue that Lou actually did a better job than anybody else on that coaching staff because, as Robert Taylor pointing out, the defense was shit because the GM, there's no real GM, it's Mike Brown and his daughter, got rid of everybody. They dumped everybody, and he still managed to pull them within like the last week of the year of making it to the playoffs. They weren't going to do anything if they got into the playoffs because the defense was so terrible. But the last 5 games, on that 5-game winning streak, they actually looked decent. The last loss they had was to Pittsburgh, where they gave up 44 points. They end the season beating Pittsburgh, where they give up 17 points. And you might say, well, Pittsburgh had a playoff spot locked up. Pittsburgh was still
playing for the division title.
Not yet. No, at that point, that was already done because the Ravens had won earlier in the day, so they couldn't win the division.
Oh.
But they were playing for a better seed because if they lost, they could swap spots with the Chargers. Like, they had something to play for. And if you watch that game, Steelers weren't out there just rolling over. They didn't roll out like sub. Like
dude, they did look like shit though. Like they didn't look good. And if I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I'm really concerned they're going to get embarrassed with what is it, Mr. Unlimited there in his first season. You get what you pay for.
You do get what you pay for. But you're right, Scott. Lou got scapegoated. Zac Taylor is a complete knob, and I don't know how this dude still has a job.
Other than that, they don't want to pay him to not be the coach. That's it.
Is
It's
it
just
possible
the Browns being cheap? That's it.
Is it possible
That's always
though,
what it
that
comes
Joe
down
Burrow
to.
actually likes him, and that's why he still has
No,
a job?
dude, look at the body language. I think Burrow's done with this guy too. Like, I mean, there's way too many times on the sidelines, especially when they were really going through it, and it came down to like play calling stuff where you're just like, Joe's like, this fucking guy doesn't get it. Like, I'm not saying that he's advocating for him to get fired, but I don't think he would shed a tear if he did.
Like, if they're coming to Joe in the locker room, they're like, Joe, you done with this dude? You think Joe would not have said yes?
He wouldn't say no. He would probably just say that's not my call. Like, he'd do the no answer.
See, is that what the Bengals need? Is Joe to step up and be like, yo, this motherfucker's got to go?
I mean, maybe behind closed doors or through different channels, he is.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying come out in the media.
He wouldn't do that in public. But I mean, he
would dye his hair like Eminem.
He would buy a Batmobile.
I'd buy a Batmobile. You do a lot of other shit in public in the media. He ain't afraid of that kind of media, but like, he ain't gonna create controversy there and start talking shit about his coach, right? Like, this isn't Philadelphia.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't do that. He's too smart for that. But maybe he should. I don't know. Like, at some point, like, in order for things to change, like, you got to do something.
I mean, we're in the age of player empowerment where players have more power than they ever have in the past. Like, I think you're right. Joe Burrow needs to walk into Mike Brown's office and be like, listen, here's the deal. Either this guy's got to go or trade me. Like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. I can't put up with this guy screwing up my career. This is the prime of my career, and this guy is wasting it. Like, there's a window. The window's closing, man. I think the window might already be closed.
If it's not, it's
I mean,
I think there's like a crack, but the only reason there's a crack is because of Joe. Like, I mean, Joe is everything. Without Joe, they've got nothing. So that's why if Joe doesn't want Taylor around anymore, then he's got to go. Period.
And that's
so
why
maybe
Joe,
you're onto something. Maybe Joe is like a big Taylor fan, and he feels like he can make it work with them. But I think in that case, it's just ego. It's just Joe feeling like he can do it with anybody, so it doesn't really matter who the coach is.
Can't you just ask him at like the next playground date or whatever? Like, you know, you run into Zac Taylor or Joe Burrow all the time.
Zach. I've run into Zach.
Okay, once. Yeah. So then
one time, not all the time. It was one time at my kid's soccer game when he was 3, and now he's 8. But yeah, we run into each other all the time. We run in the same
I'm just saying.
Next time it happens, just casually be like, "You think Joe likes you?"
That's all I'm saying, right? Like, just
to see what he says.
Just like when he's like trying to avoid being noticed. Like, hey man, hey, how's it going? I'm Mike. Oh, Zach, nice to meet you. What do you do? Oh, you're a football coach. Cool. Yeah, I kind of knew that. You think Burrow likes you?
But then you got to hit it at the end, Mike. You got to hit him with the. And by the way, you guys are on orange slices next week.
I don't like Tyson's comment. Danger Russ took his team to the playoffs. That's what he was supposed to do. You know who didn't? Joe Burrow.
That comment's as good as his photo this week. That's what it is.
Did Buffalo play 3D chess or 4D chess or 5D chess? What chess was Buffalo playing by tanking and allowing not only the Patriots to lose?
Hall of Fame Petty, baby. I love it.
But then Mayo got fired.
I think that's what it is I don't think they were playing 4D chess. I think his locker room was playing for him. Like, we're going to make one last stand. We're going to show him what they're about. I can't believe Robert Kraft fired him. Like, I feel like that is a big mistake. I get it.
Really?
They're trying to
I can believe it.
Really? Yeah, I was just gonna say, you can't believe that Bargain Bob, Massage Bob fired the guy that he handpicked after he ran Belichick out of there. Like, this is exactly how this script was gonna go. The last one standing in that whole threesome of, you know, the trifecta of all those championships, the one who was least responsible was the fucking owner. But of course, he's the one with the biggest ego and thought that he could just do whatever he wanted to do with this. I don't know whether OJ. I knew I was going to do that. I don't know if Jerod. No, they're the same mother. Anyway,
they all look the same.
Fair enough. Now. I don't know if Jerod Mayo is a good coach or not, but I mean, why hire the guy if you're just going to do this? Like, there was no reason.
Because he couldn't get Vrabel last year. That's why. That's what this all
comes down to. Thank God for the Rooney Rule.
Hey, they interviewed Leftwich. It's all good. They got Byron in there. They were check that box. All right, Mike, come on down. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced Vrabel tomorrow. They announced today that they interviewed Byron. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow they were like, we've got a deal in place with Mike Vrabel.
He's 100% going there. There's no doubt in my mind.
But I think Vrabel was holding out to see if Ryan Day was going to get fired. And if Ryan Day was going to get fired, he was going to have his choice of Ohio State or New England.
That'd have been some sweet leverage, bro.
Oh man, if that, and again, assume you're Mike Vrabel, right? So you don't hate Ohio State. If that's your choice, though, where do you go? Do you go New England in the league, or do you go to Ohio State where they'll kiss your nuts?
Always go to the pros, dude. Because you know why? Because you can always. Well, not only that, you can always tear down. Like the Ohio State job, they'll always want you, no matter what. You're a former NFL coach, like that's your alma mater. Like they're always going to want a Mike Vrabel if there is a situation where they can get a Mike Vrabel. But you're not always guaranteed an NFL coaching job. If you got one and they want you, you just take that shit and run.
Yeah, if your stock goes down because you don't do well in the NFL, a college will still pick you up and hire you to be the head coach. But if you go to a college
and suck,
goes down because you no NFL team is taking you.
Yep,
you gotta your way back up. So
you're out.
Definitely take the Pat's job.
You can always tear down, baby.
That is the long game. You're right. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm like, where am I going to have the most fun for like 2 years before they run my ass out of town?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not in Foxborough, Massachusetts. That's a horrible place.
I don't know, man. I can make him pay me a lot of money, and I hear. No, we won't go there. Never mind.
Best job in the world is backup quarterback. Second best job in the world is fired head coach from the NFL. Those are the two greatest jobs in the world, hands down, in my book. All right, so let's talk. Since we're talking fired coaches, we didn't really have a Black Monday, fellas. We just had like firings. There was like a very few that came out after the season ended. Some coaches got fired before. See, Harbaugh James. Exactly. Thank you, Matt Barr. Why are you, Mookie? You were just questioning that, and now you're like, see?
Well, no, because he went from college back to the NFL.
But he went pros first. He was pros, downgraded to college.
But that doesn't work for my
after
story,
a national championship.
We're gonna not pretend like that didn't happen.
Why are we gonna?
Yeah, wait, what? Why are we pretending
it didn't happen? Why would you?
Because that doesn't work in my favor.
Oh,
fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You missed the opportunity because he went college pro, because you could have gone Stanford first, and then you missed it. It
was funny because I was like, is he going to pick up on that? Because he
wasn't.
It was an advantage, but whatever.
As I said,
ultimately, doesn't this all come down to that age-old question, Mike, of where are you going to go?
Yeah, not your best to start the year. I'll say that.
Uh-oh.
You've had better.
Pitchers and catchers don't report for like, I don't know, 35 days.
I guess
unfortunately,
training game this year, boys.
I'm going to
a training game where vacations booked to Arizona. I get to go to a spring training game.
Hold on.
Guardians versus the Reds. Can't wait.
Here's the pitch. Oh shit.
We got to do it right. I mean,
that drop though.
That is a good drop.
Mookie,
can you put the football drop back now? Because now we're back in football.
Yeah, because we're
Thanks,
talking.
Man. Appreciate
we're
that.
talking
That was interesting.
And it's third and two. And Robert roasted me real good. Quote, you've had better, end quote. Also what friends to say to Mrs. Mookie.
All right, looking at the coaches who have been fired this year, boys. Robert Saleh fired by the Jets earlier this season. Dennis Allen got fired by the Saints.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Matt Eberflus got fired by the Bears.
Matt Eberflus. If ever there wasn't an NFL head coach name.
You cannot be a coach if your name is Eberflus. I'm sorry.
No, there's no way. Not a successful one.
Maybe wide receivers coach. Maybe a wide receiver coach. You cannot be a head coach if your last name is Eberflus. I'm sorry.
That's not a CEO's name.
Jerod Mayo gets fired from New England. Doug Peterson got fired by the Jags today. I think that was today. Maybe it was yesterday. Antonio Pierce got fired by the Raiders today. So those are your coaches who have been let go. 5 openings. Let's do Sip, Chug, Drainpour, and then just leave off 2. So out of those 5, you get to pick your 3 for your sip, chug, drain, pour. The other 2 are just automatic drain pours. So your jobs of what you think are the best job opportunities here for a coach to come in: the Raiders, the Jags, the Patriots, the Bears, the Saints, or the Jets. Mookie, I'll let you go first.
God bless America.
Lord.
What a shit show.
Yeah, that's terrible. I'm gonna go top down because otherwise I can't keep it straight. I think the Patriots would be the best job because you have your chance to.
Sip.
Yeah, I would sip the Patriots because you have a chance to draft your quarterback. And they have
Drake May. Drafting a quarterback.
Why not? Like he's.
What did they also? They don't have the first round pick anymore, Mookie. That's the whole thing. If you were paying attention, the Bills lost that game, so they no longer.
Well, they don't have the first pick.
Yes.
Got a high pick.
Right, yes, but they don't have the first overall pick, so they're not going to choose a quarterback either way because they have Drake May. But go ahead.
Well, that changes the calculus a little bit. Fuck. I guess then I'll go
with the 4 pick.
The Bears because Caleb Williams isn't completely ruined. And then maybe I'll chug the Jags because as much as I hate Clemson, I think Trevor Lawrence could be good enough to get you to the playoffs. And then I'll pour drain everyone else because the Saints, no quarterback. Vegas, no quarterback. Jets, fuck Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, the Patriots, as you pointed out, Scott, are a dumpster fire there too. Because if you're 4th overall, like there's no quarterback. Like I'm not even really convinced there's 2 quarterbacks. I think they'll be serviceable, but those are all really shitty options. Sarah, we're up to 5 Googles, by the way.
Scott, what's your sip, chug, drain, pour on NFL job openings?
I'm drain pouring the Raiders forever and always. I don't care what the situation. I don't care who they have on the roster. It's the Raiders. They're a train wreck of an organization, and I would never wear silver and black. So we start there. I actually think, though, that Mookie, you got the other 2 correct. I will chug the Jaguars. I think that the Jaguars actually have some their problem is their GM. God, their GM is a boob. He's a grade 1 fucking boob. Trent Baalke is the worst. So as long as Trent Baalke is there, in fact, Peterson sucks as a coach, but Baalke's ass should have been right out the door behind him because he's terrible. They got to get rid of Baalke. But I do think that despite Baalke, there's some talent there. Peterson sucks as a coach, so I think they could do something. And I think the Bears' job out of this craptastic group is probably the best one. I mean. I gotta agree with Bill Belichick on this one. That's the best one in the league.
Oof, I don't like any of them. Like if I'm a head coaching,
respect the game, bro. I know.
It's a
Bengals would have done their part.
Scott. It's a preface. I'm just saying, like if I was, if I was on the Detroit staff. Where you're getting all these, I'd be like, do I have to? Can I come back next year? Let's bring it back one more year. Let's just see. Like maybe let's see what opens up next year because this year is pretty crappy. I guess you're probably right. Sip the Bears. Now I'm going to chug the Raiders. I know, Scott, you're filled with hatred towards the Raiders, but I'm going to chug that job opportunity just for the living situation. I'd be cool living in Vegas. Until I get fired. Like it's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. The job's gonna be awful. I'm gonna lose, but at least I get a year living in Vegas, and then they have to buy out my contract. Like it's not bad. And then I guess I'll drain pour everybody else. There's your choices.
I love this idea. Tyson throwing up Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams to the Raiders this offseason. The idea that Devontae Adams would go back to a place he forced himself traded from would be fantastic. Like, let's run this back. Maybe if I bring my boo with me, it won't be so bad.
We don't have to live in New York.
Taylor said there was a time the Bengals were a part of this game. Never forget. Not true.
Well, and I will say you were like, oh, let's see what other jobs open up. I'm like, what are we looking at next year? Like Giants, Browns, like, and then like a handful of the suspects we just named because these teams are gonna be doing this again next year. Some combination of the teams that we just mentioned are gonna be back in this same spot, and like Carolina. So it's not like you get good opportunities opening up year to year. Like they're all shit jobs.
Well, hold on though. But in Carolina, you could at least go hang out with Gabe. I mean, there's something.
That's a good point.
I don't know, man. Hey, Young's coming on, man. They might have found it.
He's throwing no look passes now. Did you see that?
Yeah, he hit him with
that
the
dude
LeBron.
That dude should be thanking whoever hit Andy Dalton with their car. Man, if that doesn't happen, that dude's ass is out of Carolina. He's looking for a backup job somewhere. He's hoping Miami picks him up so that he can play behind Tua whenever Tua gets his next concussion. That's where he ended up if the Red Rifle didn't get T-boned in Carolina. You are welcome, Bryce Young. You are welcome.
I mean, honestly,
what a take.
How do we know they weren't tied to Bryce Young?
That would be hilarious.
Conspiracy theory there, Mike.
I like it.
I'm
in for it.
People might say that he had motivation.
And it's Carolina. They're not stranger to that, Rae Carruth.
Right?
Too soon?
Like, would we be allowed to play that escalated quickly drop? Because I feel like that's another like.
I think we should get something like that. Wow, that was when one of those on us of just.
Google that one, kids. That's a deep cut reference right there, though. I mean, like we're far enough removed from it that that's not a everyday you could just drop a Rae Carruth and be like, huh?
Doesn't he get out soon though?
I don't know, maybe. I didn't really follow all of it afterwards.
Rae Carruth has me.
Yeah, that's a double entendre right there. I see you, Matt Barr. You want to? There's your 40 chest. Hit him. Give it to him.
Are you looking for Luke? Are you trying to find it? He deserves it.
I don't know if it was intentional. Give that to him.
I was trying to see what Rae Carruth gets out of jail.
He's
released.
You're Googling.
I was gonna say, didn't he get released?
He already got out
3 years ago.
He got sentenced 18 years, 11 months to 24 years, 4 months, but he got out 2 years ago.
Dang.
I don't know. Wikipedia
Robert
doesn't have his prison release date
Bryce
on there.
in Miami with Tyreek and Waddle would have been.
Yeah, that actually would be.
Oh, here you go.
When you said that he was going to end up in Miami, I'm like, actually, if they did though, that'd be a wild offense.
Dude, if you think about
it, didn't Tyreek just quit Miami anyway?
I was gonna say Tyreek's out. Like he flat out said, "I'm out. Like I'm leaving. I'm done."
Did you see his picture? The AB, the picture, the way he photoshopped his face on AB, giving the peace sign, leaving the field when he was with Tampa Bay. That shit had me dying.
You want to talk about 4D?
What a house of cards that's falling apart down in Miami. Do you remember when Mike McDaniel came in and they put up 70 points against the Broncos? And oh shit, the Dolphins are going to be for real, and it has fallen so fast, so fast. Man, yeah, that whole Tyreek thing is hilarious. Who's going to take him? Does anybody take Tyreek? Does anybody trade?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, here's the thing. The Dolphins are going to want a lot for him to trade, right? Like they're going to want a lot in return. Who's going to mortgage that for a receiver who looks like he may have lost a step? He didn't have that great of a year this year. He's not where he was when he first came to Miami. Go ahead, Mookie.
The Chiefs.
God damn it.
Chiefs.
The Bengals.
Because they're going to look for that's going to be their T. Higgins replacement. Just watch.
The
you
Chiefs
got
bring him in tomorrow.
Scott. You got Tyreek going back to Kansas City after his.
Did we miss the part where Kareem Hunt went back there this year and is doing the exact same thing? You think the Chiefs are above? They'll welcome him back with open arms. He got paid. Now let's go play ball. Right back into the fold. And I bet you. Here's the thing. Oh yeah, he lost a step. It'll be like when Moss lost a step in when he was with the Raiders, and then set the world on fire the next year and broke records. Yeah,
and lost the Super Bowl.
You watch. Yes, well, we'll never forget that.
Details.
Yeah. Hashtag never forget. But still, I would not be shocked in the least to see Tyreek right back with the Chiefs.
And then the Chiefs 4-peat incoming. God damn it. That sounds terrible. That sounds like my nightmare. That's all right, though. The rivalry's back on next year, boys.
Rivalry. Cut it out.
Yeah. Go ahead. See if you need to lose more than 8 games to avoid the rivalry then.
Say that again? To avoid
8
the what?
games.
To avoid the what? Rivalry. Avoid the rivalry.
Red River rivalry.
A couple of fun things from the weekend that we could talk about. One that Matt Barr threw in our group chat. Did you guys see the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader get smoked in the head by the kickoff?
I looked it up immediately.
Wow. I wish we could show it. There's nothing we could show that's like not copyrighted, and then we can't. But this
I mean, she got smoked.
New kickoff rules, right? Like this, nobody envisioned this when they were
envisioned that. I thought you were suggesting this become a part of the kickoff rules. Yeah. What? Like, so when I first saw the one that Matt Barr linked to, it looked like it was an onside kick because the dynamic kickoff, the way the guys were all lined up and the way the kicker hit this like knuckleball, were they trying to play some 4D chess and they ended up just drilling one of Dallas's best?
Just a shank. It was just a shank. And
He's hit it that bad.
Gabe putting it up saying, "Great kick by the former Domer."
Oh,
it's awesome to see in person.
Yeah.
Fun times seeing a cheerleader get CTE in the middle of a game. Not very often you get to see that happen. It's normally the players. Oh, I just saw it. Oh no. Moogie, you want to do the honors? I'll get the drop ready. Go ahead.
Oh, Tank.
That cheerleader got JFK'd.
Oh. God damn it.
Now I got somebody from the stands throwing another ball so that there's a kicker.
Oh my God, the kicker from the grassy knoll. Oh, snap. Oh, that is good. Thank you, Tank. Oh my gosh. Google it, kids. Another deep cut reference because of the distance.
So if we're gonna lean into this like old dude, whatever.
No, hold on, Moogie. Hold on. We gotta stop there. This guy, you got kids walking around being like, "What happened to JFK? I don't get it. I don't understand."
Have you seen today's youth, my friend? Have you run into these kids?
That's a good point.
Like, I mean, I'm dead serious about some of that thing, dude. It'd be like, oh, what happened? What happened? What does it mean, JFK'd? What is it? What JFK'd? Why is that a verb?
I thought he's going to be the new head of the Department of Health or whatever. What's
no,
going on?
exactly,
That's probably
right?
what you're thinking.
Yeah.
God.
You guys want to talk some college ball? Let's shift gears. Let's talk some college ball. We got the semifinals coming up, guys.
Real quick.
We already shut
him down.
I didn't. That was Mookie.
I did.
He got scared.
I pulled it back.
He saw my face and he got scared.
That's even better. Oh God.
He saw the burning eyes that I shot through the screen at him. As soon as he hit that drop.
I've also seen that you've eased up on that THC beverage over there. Like, why don't we lean in a little bit more, Mike?
Doing what I do. Look, I only got one. I got to make it last the whole show. You know what I'm saying?
That's not as much fun.
There it is.
Oh my God, it tastes so good, guys. It's so good. It's seriously orange.
I
soda.
wish I had one.
It's just orange soda. But I feel good right now.
Orange
really
pop.
good.
We're in Ohio.
No, I can't do it. I'm a Keenan and Kel fan. I can't say.
That's fair. That's fair. Everything else is pop, but orange soda is orange soda.
Orange soda.
Yeah.
And also there's purple stuff in the fridge too.
No
Okay,
doubt.
listen. College football playoffs. We're down to the semifinals this weekend. This was the weekend, fellas, when they unveiled the schedule for the 12-team tournament. This was the weekend that every football fan had circled. Because Thursday night, you've got the Orange Bowl with Notre Dame and Penn State. Friday night, you've got the the Fiesta Bowl, Mookie, with Ohio State and Texas. Then you have Saturday and Sunday, super wild card weekend. From Thursday to Sunday, we have high-stakes football at the highest level of the sport. I'm so excited for this. I'm very nervous. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep Wednesday night. I also Don't know how I'm going to get through dry January watching that Notre Dame game on Thursday. Thank you, Gabe, the Cotton Bowl.
Sorry. I was going to say, because I was like, I know it's in Texas, and the Tostitos Bowl is not in Texas, or the Fiesta Bowl.
If you had told me it was in Texas, I would have known right away. So let's see how we're feeling. Let's get a temperature of the room here, boys.
I feel like I need to take Friday off.
Notre Dame versus Penn. Why would you take Friday off? Celebrate. Yeah. All right. Notre Dame, Penn State. Sorry, I got mixed up.
Just because, like, one way or another, it'd be good to have that day off.
What are we feeling? Notre Dame, Penn State. Notre Dame finally gets the monkey off their back. They beat the SEC champ to move on in the playoffs. Scott, is this their time to make it to the title game? Do you have Notre Dame getting past James Franklin, doing James Franklin things?
There it is. There's why. James Franklin hasn't Franklin on himself yet, and he can only run from Franklin and so many times. This is it. This is the Notre Dame. This is what they wanted. This is the perfect opportunity for this situation. I mean, for whatever reason, it happened. You know, you don't apologize. Georgia dealt with the hurt quarterback. I honestly don't know how much more of a difference it would have made. It probably would have made it some, but they did what they had to do, and I think they do what they have to do against Penn State. I like Notre Dame.
Mookie, you're a fan of the team. Can you call a prediction in this game?
Nope. I don't do that, because if I could call a prediction, I'd be putting money on it. See how that works? But I will tell you, Mike, no matter what happens, it's going to be okay, because the way I look at it, either we beat Penn State, which is self-explanatory, or for some reason Penn State beats us, and then I have even more justification to hate Happy Valley and want to see it burn to the ground. Wow. So, like, it reignites the hatred I would have for a school that I'm already having to hold hate in my heart for, because I remember what y'all Joe Pa did. I remember. Never forget, hashtag. But now I'd have a second reason to really lean into that hard. From an actual football X's and O's standpoint, like, I feel good, but I'm not going to go any farther than that, because I know that's dangerous. But, like, we beat Georgia and didn't lose anyone to injury, which is good for us considering how it feels like every other week we lose a key player to a season-ending injury. Jeremiah Love's going to be back. I feel like this matchup bodes well, where our offensive line may not be the greatest, but dude, we can run the ball on anyone. And I Penn State's from the Big Ten. They got James Franklin as a coach. They like to say they have a great defense, but when we start smacking them in the mouth, we'll see how that holds up. And I watched that game against Boise State. I'm not that impressed by that offense either. And that was the thing that really stood out against us, the game against Georgia, where, this defense tackles, man. Everyone, cornerbacks, defensive, everyone tackles and wraps up. And so, like, this bullshit offense that Penn State's used to running on weak Big Ten defenses, that ain't gonna fly. And I think we've got the edge in every facet of the game, which is why we're gonna lose by 3.
I knew it was coming at some point. You're such an asshole. I hate you so much.
I was going to stack it up and be like, look, offense, advantage Notre Dame. Defense, advantage Notre Dame. Special teams, Notre Dame. Coaching, Notre Dame. Penn State by 3.
I hate you so much.
This is how we cope. This is how we process.
You do like talking the gambling numbers, Mook. So here's a couple numbers for you. Ohio State, odds-on favorite to win the title, -140 right now. Texas has moved ahead of Notre Dame. They were behind them earlier this week. They're now ahead at +450. Notre Dame's at +500, and Penn State's at +550. So those are your odds to win the title. Looking at the exact outcome odds, the odds-on favorite for the national title outcome is Ohio State over
Notre Dame.
But see, that's the other thing, Mike. Is if we lose to Penn State, we don't have to worry about losing to Ohio State, which would be way much fucking worse, right? Like, losing in the national title, Ohio State.
I can't believe the. I mean, I can, but God damn if they didn't rig this shit to get exactly what they wanted, though. My goodness, to make sure that they get two teams that travel like that for this, the eyeballs, good God, I don't want it. I don't want it, but and I'm going to have to root for Notre Dame so hard, so damn hard. Like I might take up Catholicism. I can't do Ohio State winning this title. I just can't, man.
Look,
I
Scott,
can't.
they say it's never too late to convert, even on your deathbed. So hey, come on over, man. Plenty of room in the canoe and the lifeboat. And you're absolutely right. Like, what's the worst case scenario for the college football playoff?
Ohio State winning.
Texas
really
versus
is.
Penn.
No,
I'm saying fan
the
base.
worst case scenario
Texas,
for
Penn State.
No, the worst case scenario is Penn State doing anything. Like that's the worst
Yeah.
case scenario because any of the other three, pick
They're
a
fine
name out
with.
of the hat.
Yeah,
ESPN and the College Football Playoff Committee
they're
is happy.
fine with.
Texas, huge fan base. Ohio State, huge fan base. Notre Dame, huge fan base. Penn State,
Mediocre.
Harvard and sex predator. Like that is where we're at.
For over a decade. Kid. Look that up look that up before you look up JFK.
You can't, like, that's the one that they're like, come on, Notre Dame, just help us out. Just please help us out. Did you guys see the numbers that were thrown around? Everybody wanted to know, why would Notre Dame agree to this model if they can't get a first round bye? Why would they do this if they don't get a first round bye? This is crazy for Notre Dame. They should join a conference so that they can win a conference championship and get a first round bye. Did you see the money that Notre Dame gets for making it this far in the college football playoff?
Sell out.
Wow, that was good timing.
That's fucking why, bro. That's why we made so much money.
Every team that has made it to the semifinals earns a $14 million payout. That's the combination of winning the first round, second round, and moving on to the semifinals. $14 million payout. Now, when you are in a conference, you have to pool that money. So Ohio State and Penn State each get $14 million for the Big Ten. So the Big Ten then takes that $28 million and divvies it up among their 18 fucking schools that are a part of the conference. So thank you, Ohio State and Penn State, for making it to the college football.
Purdue's got to be so fucking happy.
$1.2 million for your efforts. Congratulations, good job. Texas, they get $14 million for the SEC. That gets divvied out among the 18 teams in the SEC. Less than $1 million payout. You know what Notre Dame brings home? All 14 million, baby. Just back up the fucking Brinks truck. Notre Dame cashing out. And this is why they did it. This is exactly why they get to keep it all to themselves.
Not only that, man, all I kept thinking about during that Georgia game was, you want to talk about like the past and all that other stuff. I'm like, look, we grew up and Notre Dame was Notre Dame. And then there's this really big window where Notre Dame was not Notre Dame. And basically a generation of kids doesn't know about what Notre Dame was. But the first year of the playoffs, Notre Dame doing what they're doing, and kids watching this at home and now seeing this, they are about to do exactly what they hoped to have done in this first. Like Notre Dame couldn't have played this any more perfectly. I got to be honest with you. Like this is the perfect scenario for them. Even if they lose, which I don't think they will, but I mean, even in losing, they will have won just because, like you said, they get to keep all this fucking money and do all this, but they're getting their name back out there, and that's the most important part.
Especially right now in the year 2025 of our Lord
when
NIL.
You're competing with all the NIL money.
Exactly. This is going to be a huge boost to it. And again, Notre Dame says they don't have a collective. They're, we don't really dabble in it. Fuck that.
Yeah,
there's so much money flowing through this university before, and now when you have a $14 million return, like, woo, baby, just like you said, Mike, back up the Brinks truck. Which I have a question for you guys. How do they actually get paid? Like, you think they're just on Venmo, like, like peach emoji, bowl emoji, 14 million, hit send? Like, how do you get that money? Is that just like a direct deposit?
You've got the Notre Dame AD sending a Venmo request to the College Football Playoff Committee, like,
right? Yeah,
I want to be friends with them so they can see that in the feed, like that exchange. Like,
make sure you get that
playoff committee paid Notre Dame peach.
Ooh, or Sarah pointing out that always the fan favorite, or at least my favorite, the mega-sized check.
Well, you make them do it. I'd make Mark Emmert hand me that mega-sized
You're going
check.
Happy Gilmore style?
Hell yeah.
Give me one of them big ones. I don't care. Just give me something.
I was going to say, when we were talking to tie back to the start of the show, shit, I thought I was going to do when I got grown up, when I was a kid, getting a mega check at some point was one of those things.
I thought that's how you got paid.
Right? Like, hey, payday, baby, let's go.
You got a big check.
How great would it be, though, at the championship presentation on that stage at the 50-yard line in the middle of the field, instead of the trophy, they just hand the winning coach or AD a big fucking check. Like, why can't we skip these stupid trophies and shit and just go straight to the reality of like, yo, here's that bag.
But I want the thing entity handing the check to the coach to be a giant strawberry Pop-Tart, which is then and eaten right afterwards.
Can we know what the next payout level is? Do we know what
I
comes
don't
after this? Like, if you make it to the championship, is there another level that
there would have to be?
Is
right?
that the pep talk that Marcus Freeman has given these guys? Like, listen, you want some NIL money next year? We better win this game, because that goes from 14 million to 20 million or whatever the number is. Like, he's just got it on the chalkboard, showing them their NIL fund just raising.
Marcus Freeman's breaking out the Excel workbook with the team and the film study.
No,
right?
I like Mike's idea better, where he's coloring in the thermometer. each win, he's coloring in the thermometer. He's like, look, we can reach our goal. We're almost there, and it's just exploding at the top. That's I like that visual better. Each week him coming in and coloring a new section.
Coloring in it where this after that NIU loss, he came in and erased a little bit of it. Right.
Heat check, y'all. We lost.
In the other side of the bracket, Ohio State, Texas. Scott, I know you're pulling for Texas just because you're anti-Ohio State in the worst.
No, but also because I'm pro Caesar.
Yeah, there we go.
Think about this. In this 12-month window, we could legitimately see
both of his teams win.
The Celtics win.
That would be amazing.
The Longhorns win. And fucking Liverpool win, Mike. Those are three major titles.
Right yeah, so Texas over Notre Dame for the championship. You guys are in, huh? Yeah.
Look, that's
we still don't get paid.
That's the one matchup. Like, if it's Texas Notre Dame, I obviously want Notre Dame to win. I want to cry happy tears. I want to feel really real feelings that I haven't felt, ever watching my team.
Right. Ooh, man.
I still remember that show where Mookie totally set me up. Like, let's go around the room and talk about how many championships our teams have, and I got to just stare blankly at the camera. So I want this in the worst possible way, like the worst way. But I would not be upset if Texas beat Notre Dame. I'd love that for Caesar. So that's the only outcome that I will.
Well, obviously, because the other one is Ohio State. So, and nobody wants
or losing to Penn State on Thursday. Like, that's the other. That's a worst case scenario. Well, actually, hold on a second, Mookie. Let's sip, chug, drain, pour this. Just you and me on this one, because I feel like Scott. Sip, chug, drain, pour. Notre Dame loses to Penn State. Notre Dame loses to Ohio State in the title game, or Notre Dame loses to Texas in the title game.
I would absolutely sip us losing to Texas, because if it's a Notre Dame Texas championship, I won.
Correct.
Like, my guy, that we won one for my guy. Like, that is kismet. That is magical. That is holy. That is a thing that doesn't happen. It's like, that's a victory. I'm counting it. I'm going to chug losing to Penn State. I'm going to chug losing to Penn State, because if we lose to Ohio State in the national championship, that might ruin me, man. That might be it. That might be the thing that we'll have to move. We'll have to leave
if it's like that Oregon game too.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm right there with you, Mookie. I'm sipping losing to Texas in the championship. I am chugging losing to Penn State, and only because I feel like that game is going to be close. So if you lose that one, you can at least hang your hat on. Well, it was close. But if they play Ohio State in the championship,
it doesn't matter. We could lose by 1. We could lose by 100. It doesn't matter.
I don't want that. Like, see, they were frauds. They beat the SEC champ. So, but that it wasn't really. They're frauds. They shouldn't have been here. I don't want it. I don't want that at all. And I don't want the moral victory that we've already had against Ohio State, where we only had 10 fucking guys in the end zone and couldn't stop them on the goal line, and we lose that game. It's gonna be rough. I don't want that at all. So drain pouring the shit out of that.
Ohio State has the worst fans. They're so bad because, like, I'm not an obnoxious Notre Dame fan at work intentionally because, like, I ain't trying to fuck with all that when I'm getting paid. But any Ohio State fan will know I root for that team just because, like, I'll wear a Notre Dame thing or whatever. They will go out of the way to make our lives miserable if that's the outcome. Doesn't matter how friendly you are or how good like your relationship is. Like Ohio State fans will rub that in your face, even if you don't know the person and they just see your bumper sticker. And it's like
not all of them. Let's not group them all together. There are good Ohio State fans out there. Tank would never do that to you. Tank would never do that to you.
That's because he doesn't bear the label of an Ohio State fan. He is a good human being first, and second, he's an Ohio State fan. It's different.
All right, let's talk some basketball, boys.
Boom shakalaka!
A debate has been raging on social media this week where somebody posed the question, Bronny James versus Caitlin Clark, one-on-one, who wins? And I cannot believe how entrenched people are in their views on this one. There's the normal stuff about like, well, even the people brought up the women's national soccer team losing to a U17 team and saying that there's just even the crappiest of pros can beat even the best of women's NBA players. But this is a different generation. We're like a different level of talent in the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. So Scott, I'm going to put it to you. Bronny versus Caitlin Clark, one-on-one. Who you got?
The fact that I don't know right away tells you everything you need to know, right? Like the fact that it's not Bronny running away.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I will say this. I've seen the headlines and the random things of, Bronny playing better in the G League and all that shit. And so like good for him. Like at least like he's finally like getting better. Like there's been progression and it's not just him just being completely overmatched even in the G League, right? But I don't know. I mean, I'd rather see this than Tyson versus Paul.
Yes.
I'm in for the Netflix.
TGL.
You want to do this? Like, can we get this? Can we get Clark versus Bronny? Because I'm in. I'm fucking in.
I look like you're in.
What's interesting to me about it, which by the way, did you guys notice that the Lakers were at least kind enough to call Bronny up to the pro roster for the Christmas Day game? So like he was there.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he was on the bench. And, like I don't know if he was like on the active roster, but like he was there on the bench in like Lakers gear warm-ups or whatever with LeBron on Christmas Day. Super cute. But
super cute.
Right. When I first heard about this, I was like, look,
instead of
Mm-mm.
If that happens, you know what happens next? Roger's like, how do we get a game on Juneteenth? How do we get
no. The NFL will have a spring game. Oh my god.
Featuring Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Oh my god. No, featuring Aaron Rodgers with the
and
Raiders.
Devontae Adams
and Devontae Adams will be
my
back
bad.
in Vegas.
Man.
Oh my god, dude.
That one really threw you, didn't it, Mook?
Yeah, I want to see this because at first I was like, no, like physicality, reach wise, like, even if Caitlin will break his ankles, like he's got the reach and the extension to, defend her. And then I remembered, but hold on, to win a one-on-one, you would actually have to make a basket.
You do have to make it.
And I was like, well, all right, that could get interesting because I could see Caitlin D'ing him up well enough that, his like, what is it? 12% shooting percentage, like he can't make a bucket to save his life. So why not? And I think their skill sets match up well in a sense that it would be very compelling because all Caitlin would need is like 6 inches of clearance and she'd drain her right in his fucking face. And if she hits one, she's going to hit 5.
Well, that's the big thing that I think I take out.
Yeah, the shooting.
If it's make it, take it, who gets the ball first?
Oh, that's true.
Hey, it's a gentleman's game. Caitlin gets the ball first. Caitlin gets the ball first. I like, and she comes in with the supposed physical disadvantage. Like Caitlin has to get the ball first in this scenario. Like that's the least of the ways to make this fair.
All right, so Caitlin gets the ball first. It's making
Schwab right in his eye.
Right.
Immediately.
like ref literally hands her the ball from the stance or whatever. She's like, pop.
No, because I was going to say, because it's got to be more disrespectful. We're doing the check. So Bronny passes it back to her and just, boom, eyeballs. Just Schwab. He's like, he doesn't even move. Like, oh, shit. Yes.
It would be like, that's where I feel like Caitlin's got a good shot because there's no way Bronny's going to be able to do her up. He's got her by 3 inches. He's got her by 60 pounds.
What's his I don't care. She can stay. She'll stay out of his chest. Like the weight won't matter. What's his reach?
Well, no, you cut me off before I said if she misses one and he gets the board, all he's going to do then is just back her down. And at that point,
but see, like that's what I thought. But I'm like, Bronny from 3 feet isn't a guarantee.
It's not guaranteed, but he's got 60 pounds on her where he can absolutely back her down. And
he can miss 5 in a row, too.
And get the rebound. Like, I feel like.
But also, there's a lot of pressure on Bronny. I mean, this is the you ain't living in my house no more game. Like, you can get sent down to the G League. You can, fuck up there. Like, LeBron going to be like, listen here, son. This is it. I've defended you. I vouch for you. I ride with you. You're always gonna be my son. But you lose to Kate and you get the fuck out. Like you're on your own. You're cut off. It's you, your NBA contract, and I'll see you at Thanksgiving. Like that. So the pressure I get. I mean, Caitlin's like she's like I'm supposed to lose this game. She's just gonna be out there easy breezy, man. I'm just saying. I want to see this game.
I never knew I wanted to see it until somebody floated it online, and then I was like, something I need in my life. Like,
dude, I purposefully didn't look up when you sent the rundown earlier, and you just said Caitlin Clark Bronny debate. I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I didn't want to know. I was like, I'm gonna wait till the show, and I'm so glad that I did because this is a great event. And we don't lose the girls. Yeah. I mean, LeBron would go from being one of those like fan favorite guys. He'd be like that toxic masculinity guy in a hurry. Is it true that you get your son out for losing to a girl? No, man, he's 18. It was time for him to get out.
No. LeBron, he wouldn't go that way. LeBron would just go, no, I kicked him out for losing. And like he wouldn't go that route, Scott. He'd just be straight up like, no, he's a loser, so he's gone. Girl ain't got nothing to do with it.
Oh man! All right, so
can we talk golf?
What's the consensus here, though? Hold on, we need a consensus. Does Bronny win or does Caitlin win? If you have to put money down on this, straight up, no points.
What's the game? Are we playing like horse? Are we playing 21?
Games to 21, straight 2s and 3s, win by 2.
Make it take
it.
I'm taking Caitlin. Fuck it. We both.
Yeah, man.
I like your reasoning. Mookie's reasoning is very sound here. I'm taking Caitlin. Fuck it. I got a gut feeling about this one.
Look, she can shoot, man. She's a shooter. She's a known quantity. Like, she can make buckets and, like, it's pickup. Like, you're going to miss a layup every once in a while. It's going to take an awkward bounce. And if you're Bronny James, you're going to miss a lot of them. Like, she only needs 3 possessions to end the game if it's make it, take it.
Scott, what are you thinking? Are you going?
I'm begrudgingly going Bronny, but I think it's close. I think he wins it, and you're like, ooh, man, Caitlin almost had it. Like maybe she does like miss a contested shot or something, and then he does something to finish it off, and like that's the game. But it's like, oh, if she makes that shot, it's over. Like one of them type deals. Like it's closer than you think.
Also, are we having like real officials, or is this like schoolyard rules? Because if like Caitlin can draw a charge, I think that's different too.
I mean, it's one-on-one basketball move. What
right. I mean, we can't put too many parameters.
Hey, we putting money on this shit. Like, I need to know what's up.
Are there officials here? Who's refereeing this game? I need to check his stats.
Wait, is Tim Donahue there?
That's a good point.
That's another great question.
I mean, if he's there,
is Dante Porter anywhere near?
I'm betting on whoever he's betting on. I'm like, Tim, who you got in this one? I'm not fading.
Hey, kids. Google that.
Google it.
That's just become the show. We're just gonna make sports references from when we were growing up and tell kids to Google.
Yeah. See, all right. So, Sarah, welcome to 2025 because now you have 2 Google accounts: one for what we Google, and the second for what we tell the kids to Google on their behalf.
Is it copyright infringement if a shirt says, "Hey kids, Google it"? Because Google's like a company
that's
name.
probably
Like,
public domain. You know what we should do? Did you hear about all the shit that's out in the public domain now, like Popeye and stuff? We should start ripping that off.
Not really ripping it off. It's
Just say it's in the public domain.
I mean, right, but
It was supposed to sound controversial, but it's really.
You know what we should do? We should rip off the stuff you're allowed to take now because trademarks have lapsed. That's a 4D chess, baby. It's free. Just pick it up.
right, yeah, because people will be like, "Holy shit! Like, I can't believe they pulled this off. They're not getting sued. Let me get this before it goes away."
No, because we will have told them to Google that. They would have already known that it was free domain. So no.
Or okay,
Miller for 3. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
damn it.
Gonna give
You did it again.
Got
you was
me.
about to get
You know what's funny? I was gonna go do it, and then I realized I can't find it in time. It'll be 2 minutes in before I find it on the list. So I just left it. I'm like, I'll get somebody else who can get it.
Damn it. I didn't even look at the clock. I
was watching it, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna hit it. But then I was like, as soon as I went to go click it, I'm like, I don't know where it is. Like I won't be able to scroll fast enough.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now that I walked right into the overtime buzzer. Let's talk golf.
Playing a game of whack fuck here. Whack.
The TGL tees off, it starts up tonight. The new golf league. Have you seen anything about this, Scott? Have you seen what the TGL is doing at all?
No, I didn't know. This is the first I'm learning of a new golf league.
Oh my God, Scott, it's awesome.
Go ahead, Mook. I'll find
It's
some images.
It's
for Scott
so
while you're-
cool. The
while you're-
concept is all right. So basically, it's like any other league. There's teams of golfers who will play in match play.
That's not like any other league of golf.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, hold on a second. What other league of golf has teams?
No, sorry. I didn't mean I meant like any other sports league, like a soccer league, a baseball league, a football league. Like they're gonna play round robin. There's 6 teams.
Wait. How are the teams formed in this league?
They just kind of like picked them. So there's 6 cities, I think, that all have, is it 3 players or 5 players?
Are they natives, or are they just like, was this just like any other franchise type sport where you drafted the players and they're now part of your city and the franchise?
I think the captain is generally from the city, and then there's other players that have been brought on.
Okay,
it's not there's an anchor to the city.
Okay,
but Tiger's in the league, dude.
Of course he is.
Tiger and Roy are the front men for the league.
Of course he is.
But the thing, so dude, it's fucking sweet. So it's like a golf course, but they built it in a simulator type environment. So they've got grandstands all around. So it's basically like Top Golf, where they have a screen where you take your tee shots. Then I think, what is it, from 50 yards and in, they actually have a short game arena where you have like real pitching through over bunkers, all this other stuff that then takes you to a green that has, I think, 165 what do they call them? It's some of the P pneumatic lifts that change the curvature and the break in the green to match what was designed. So you're playing like a virtual golf hole all within the space of a small airplane hangar. And so fans can be in there. They can be watching all of this. They don't have to move. The golfers take their tee shots, their approach shots, their close shots without the fans having to move at all. They can sell tickets to it like it's any other arena, like a basketball game or a hockey game. It's fucking awesome.
There's the interior. That's what it looks like where they tee off. They're basically teeing off into a simulator, into a giant screen. And then, like Mookie mentioned, you can kind of see it behind them.
I was starting to understand what Mookie was saying, like towards the end of it. And now the visualization. I got it.
And once you get inside, then there's actually a green.
Okay.
And depending on where your ball landed on the simulator, overhead projectors will show where to place your ball, and then you play up the there.
And the green and the rough, they all move up and down. Yes. The sand traps.
Okay, so how do you score with on like the team? Is it like Is it similar to what the Euro Cup or whatever?
It's like best ball. I think they play.
Okay.
Where again, I think everyone on the team tees off, then you take the best tee shot, but then you have to, I don't know if it's Mike, you rotate shots or alternate shot.
So one person tees off.
Okay. So it's based on. All right. Okay.
And then it's just low team score for the whole.
Okay. All right.
Dude,
this sounds pretty sweet.
It's very rare to have a sport like golf
evolve to something
a
good.
Different way. Yeah, like something, and you kind of saw them do this with the match, and like those like really like celebrity type driven events where you've got Tiger and a celebrity versus so and so. Like that was cool, and now it's just celebrities playing in the match. You got like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen going against each other with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Like golf is ahead of baseball in evolution, Scott. Like we have reached the point where the Oest, West G sport is leading the way in different ways to present their sport to the masses. That is crazy to me.
And may I say, Mike, some people might say that they made golf great again. Some people might say that. I've just heard them saying that. I don't know if that's true or not, but like some people might say that through the evolution of this and the match, like we've made golf great again.
I was just gonna say, I was like, this is just more Tiger. I mean, if we're being honest, golf got a taste of cool with Tiger, and they wanted more of that drug. They when Tiger went away, it was like, oh shit, we're back to nobody watching us. Quick, how can we make a buck? We better evolve. So we have Tiger to thank for this again.
And Scott, Tiger, maybe someone has a screen up here where it's showing the broadcast or whatever, and like Tiger's there, they're all chatting with the players, everyone's mic'd up and everything else like this. Like they're all having a great time with it. Like Tiger's not the what do they call it? The, like on course reporter, but man, he is very front and center. They're making sure to put him at the crux of all.
Of course.
As his team is up 3-0 through 3 holes. And here's the other thing, Mike, and this is why this shit's going to stick. Woo, the gambling opportunities. When you have about, 30 to 45 seconds between plays in the game, like a lot of opportunity there.
Tiger's not playing tonight.
No, I know, but he's there. He's like on the course with the team.
You said his team is up 3-0. He's not playing. He's not up 3-0. His team isn't playing.
Oh. Well, he's excited the other team's up 3-0. He looked pretty happy.
Well, I was also thinking in general, though, I mean, this is a way to keep golf like year round. You don't have to worry because it's indoors. Like, I mean, you can do this anytime, anywhere. Yeah. Like now you don't have to worry about
all you had to do was invest like $25 million in a facility. Then you're great. Like,
well, okay, they just do this.
It's only going to happen at SoFi Stadium. Like that's the only place.
Well, but I would imagine that
doing
you
this
just
in SoFi.
You do this at any indoor stadium, just like any other sport. You just start renting out any of the indoor stadiums in any of the cities that this participates in. So you travel and you take it on tour that way. Make it like the Big Three type thing.
If you had to build it into SoFi, which there's already like a footprint and infrastructure for a stadium like this, then that makes it a lot easier. I thought they had to build this. I thought it was a SoFi sponsored facility they built just for this event.
Oh, that could be. I thought it was in SoFi. You may be right on that one, Mookie. I'm not 100% sure. I do want to talk, though, about the holes that they have for this because
Tyson's going to have all the joke.
Yeah, my bad. I opened the door for that one. But since this is a simulator, it's not just like, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to play Augusta in this tournament. Like they have created holes specifically
unique.
Yeah, exactly. Just for this. So like scrolling through, like look at this temple hole that they have that looks like it's an Aztec temple.
Dude, this is dope. I mean, this is tapping into like video game shit.
Yes.
I mean, where you could create your own
where's the sword
stuff.
one?
Like
or the boomerang. Yeah. Like and the cool thing is they've actually the whole designers are real golf course designers. Like so again, they basically told these guys
that you just wouldn't be able to just do in the real world because of space.
Yeah, there it is. Flex, the one with the volcano and the lava.
Yes,
dude. Yes,
which is a great point. Whether your ball goes in water or lava, it's still just a one stroke penalty. You know, who cares, right? What's the difference? Oh my God, Tyson! They better play Rainbow.
See, but that's possible. You know, again, more milk and honey for us to not pay attention to what's going on in Washington. I am here for it, folks. Let's get more milk and honey. Woo!
Thank you, Gabe. SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Not the one, not SoFi. Guys, look at this Sterling hold. This is the sword one Mookie was telling me. It was talking about. It looks more like a weird dick. Like it's the dildo hole. That's
everything's a dick, Mike. You just gotta look hard.
I just like that name.
A lot of par fives on this course, guys. A lot of par fives.
A lot of length. 609 yards. Like
a lot of length on the dick hole, boys. 571 yards on that.
It's pretty girthy.
Let's talk about.
Did you have that one on your bingo card?
That's a wide fairway.
Sarah says, "Where lies."
Girthy. Oh, great. Girthy. All right, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking. We're rating them as always on Caesar scale, dog or no dog. Scott, what was in your mug tonight, dog or no dog?
I was drinking Samuel Smith's Winter Welcome Ale, 6%er. It's a dog. I'm gonna keep it short because we are out of time.
Mookie, what are you drinking, dog or no dog?
Relax. It's just a hazy IPA by Offshoot Beer Company. Absolute dog. Can't wait for my second one.
I was drinking orange creamsicle from Heirloom. It's a 5 milligram THC, 5 milligram CBD combo. You guys weren't lying. This stuff hits. This stuff hits hard. I feel great. I feel happy. It's absolute dog. This is just straight up orange soda with the THC kick, and I love it. I might have found a new drink. I may never go back to beer again, boys. I'm drinking THC seltzer for the rest of my life.
I need one of these now. This is some hype.
Yo, check out Jungle Gyms. They are pushing leftover clear out stuff for like $4 or $6 for a 4-pack.
All right, we got to get a hold of
and they're
Mark.
10 bigs.
We got to get Mark Borson to let's do a THC seltzer sample. Matt Barr saying I had to play it off.
I mean, that could be the tee box, right? Like they could do that in this league. Although the other thing too, Scott, when they're hitting their tee shots, their fairway shots and stuff, they're hitting off real grass too. Like they're rolling real grass spots.
The floor like rotates to be like the first cut of the rough, and then it rotates. It's like the second cut of the rough.
Dude,
it rotates like fairway. It's futuristic golf,
it's
bro.
So
like
cool.
It's awesome.
The milkiest of the honey. I love
it. Fellas, this is a
show. There's our title too.
2025.
What a show this was. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Look, we're trying to grow this thing, so tell a friend to sub to the YouTube channel, all right? Find somebody who really doesn't know much and they want to learn a lot, and we will help them Google the facts that they need to know throughout the show. So tell them to subscribe to this very educational show that we put on each and every Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Be sure to follow us. We're on all the social medias at Crafty Sports. We're on Twitter. We're on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. We'll be posting more in 2025 because I got to grow that too. So go hit those up. Follow us. Join the Facebook group. The only reason to have Facebook, especially after Zuckerberg's news today, just hide out the group, everybody, because that's going to be even more of a dumpster fire than it already is. Shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. And shout out to all the pods on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. We will see you all next Tuesday. Cheers, everybody.
Skip!
Don't even talk about it.
You'll never walk alone. Go Horns.
God bless you. Go Irish.